Hey there! Have you ever stopped to think about how different the world is for each person? Today, I'm going to take you on a journey to understand a little more about what's going on in the mind of someone with autism. And let me tell you something, you might discover that you have more in common with these people than you think. Today's video is for everyone who really wants to understand what an autistic person would like you to know. Ready? So, come with me. 1. Autistic people have feelings too. It's common for people to underestimate or even overlook the emotions of autistic individuals simply because their emotional expression might be different. Often, the difficulty in verbalizing emotions leads to a false impression that these individuals don't feel anything, but that couldn't be further from the truth. They experience a full range of emotions just like anyone else. Feelings are present in all situations, whether it's joy when a task is successfully completed or frustration during challenging moments. The difference is that these emotions may be expressed in unconventional ways, such as repetitive gestures, subtle movements, or even silence. Learning to observe these signs and understand that there is deep emotion there is essential for building a more empathetic and genuine connection. 2. Communication goes beyond words. When we talk about communication, it's easy to think immediately of speech. But in reality, communication involves much more than that. There are various ways to express what we feel and think, through facial expressions, gestures, touch, and even silence. For many autistic people, verbal communication can be challenging, and this is where these other aspects come in. It's important to remember that not everyone processes words in the same way. Some autistic people might find body language a more effective means of communication. For instance, a smile can convey much more than just "I'm happy." Likewise, a repetitive movement can be an attempt to calm nerves in a stressful situation rather than a meaningless habit. By opening our minds to these different types of communication, we can build more authentic and meaningful relationships based on mutual understanding. 3. Increase sensitivity when the world is too loud or too bright. Imagine walking into a place where every sound is amplified, every light is brighter, and touch feels invasive. This is a common reality for many autistic people who may have heightened sensory sensitivity. It means that things unnoticed by most people can be extremely uncomfortable or even painful for someone with autism. This sensitivity can affect all senses: sounds, lights, smells, tastes, and touch. A noisy environment can be overwhelming, a flickering light can be unbearable, and even a mild scent can be perceived intensely. That's why it's crucial to be mindful of the environment a person is in and to respect their sensory needs. Creating a more comfortable and welcoming space can make a huge difference. Small adjustments, like lowering sound volumes or reducing light intensity, can make the environment much more peaceful and safe. 4. The importance of routine when changes are scary. Maintaining a predictable and organized routine is crucial for many autistic people, as it helps bring a sense of security and control. Daily predictability serves as a support system in a world that often seems chaotic and disorganized. For many, a minor change may seem trivial, but for someone with autism, it can cause significant anxiety and confusion. Imagine that you feel safe following a familiar route every day to work. Suddenly, you are forced to change this route without any warning or preparation. This causes discomfort and can lead to a sense of disorientation. For many autistic people, this feeling is a constant reality whenever their routines are interrupted. By understanding the importance of routine, we can be more sensitive and careful when planning activities, changes, or even surprises. Ideally, always communicate any changes in advance, helping the person to prepare and adjust to the new situation. 5. True friends understand silence. Friendship is one of the most important connections we can have, and for autistic people, this connection can be a little different but equally meaningful. Many people with autism find it challenging to maintain long conversations or express verbally what they feel about their friends, but that doesn't mean they don't value these relationships. Silence is often misunderstood. However, it can be a form of comfort, presence, and support. An autistic person may prefer the silent company of a friend over a long conversation, and that simple presence can mean much more than words ever could. Valuing these moments and respecting silence is a demonstration of friendship and understanding. It's about realizing that a bond doesn't need words to be strong and genuine. 6. Autistic people can have deep and special interests. Many autistic individuals develop intense and specific interests in certain subjects. These are not just casual hobbies, they can become deep passions. Special interests may range from well-known topics like astronomy or history to more detailed and unique ones like different bird species, cloud types, or engine mechanics. These interests serve not only as a form of learning but also as a way to cope with the world around them. They provide a sense of control and security, as well as immense personal satisfaction. Respecting and valuing these interests is a way of encouraging curiosity and creativity. Furthermore, it's important to remember that these interests are not quirks or obsessions, but rather a way of exploring the world in a unique and enriching way. 7. Empathy and understanding, what every autistic person desires. Empathy is a fundamental quality in any relationship, but when it comes to interacting with autistic people, it's essential to go beyond mere emotional understanding. It requires a conscious effort to see the world the way they see it. Often, the reactions or behaviors of an autistic person may seem unusual or unexpected, but that doesn't mean there isn't a reason behind them. Being empathetic isn't just about putting yourself in someone else's shoes, it's also about accepting that the other person may have a different yet valid perspective. It's acknowledging that although an autistic person's reactions may not make immediate sense, they are based on their own logic. 8. Autism does not define who a person is. Autism is an important characteristic, but it isn't the only one that defines a person. Each person is a complex combination of skills, interests, challenges, and dreams. Just as no one is defined solely by what they do or a single characteristic, autism is just a part of a person, not the whole. When we see someone merely as autistic, we risk ignoring their other qualities and characteristics. By recognizing that autism is just one aspect, we make room to see all of a person's abilities, passions, and complexities. This helps create a more inclusive and welcoming environment where everyone is valued for who they truly are. 9. An autistic mind can have different logic. Each person has their own way of thinking, but for many autistic people, logic might work a little differently. This isn't a flaw or mistake, but rather a unique perspective on the world. This logic can lead to creative approaches to solving problems or finding innovative solutions. Rather than trying to correct or change this way of thinking, it's more productive to learn from it. Embracing and valuing these differences allows creativity to flourish and new ideas to be explored more freely. 10. Small changes make big differences. It's not necessary to make major changes to help an autistic person feel more comfortable and welcomed. Small adjustments in the environment, communication style, or handling of situations can make a huge difference in their lives. Simple things like speaking calmly, avoiding strong lights or loud noises, and respecting signs of discomfort are ways to create a more inclusive and empathetic environment. By practicing these small changes, we demonstrate respect and consideration for the needs of others. This not only improves the quality of life for those with autism, but also makes the world a kinder place for everyone. If you've made it this far, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I truly hope this video has helped you see the world through a different lens and understand what it's like to be autistic. If you enjoyed this content, leave a comment down below. I want to know what you think and if there was any part that made you see things in a new way. And of course, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more content like this. See you next time. Always remember that each person is unique and has their own way of seeing the world. Being different is what makes life so interesting, and it's always good to learn to see things from a different perspective. If we just take a moment to listen, we can learn so much. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video. Take care.